If you have a Canon G7X Mark II, I think this works with Mark IIs, 3s, maybe even 1s. I'm going to tell you the exact settings that I use to get pictures that look like this. To start, we're going to turn on our camera and press the menu button in the bottom right corner of the camera and go to rec mode. We're going to want this to be set at portrait. This will allow us to take the best pictures of people. Next, we're going to go image quality. We're going to do this little dash and then the second option for the JPEG. Next, we're going to adjust the still image aspect ratio. I personally like to shoot in 16:9 because that's the best for Instagram stories. But if you want to post on your feed on Instagram, I would recommend the 1:1. This is basically just the orientation in which you're going to take your pictures. Next, we're going to make sure the reverse display is on and image review is fine at 2 seconds. Then moving on to page 2, we're going to make sure the touch shutter is disabled and you don't need to mess with anything else on page 2. Page 3, we're going to make sure that our digital zoom is standard, our AF method is smile plus tracking, and our continuous AF is on. This is your continuous autofocus. Next up is page 4. We're going to make sure that AF MF is off, AF assist beam is on, MF point zoom is 5x, safety MF is on, and auto level is enabled. And then no need to mess with pages 5, 6, and 7. All right, this next part is arguably the most important part. You want to make sure that this dial is on SCN mode. This is actually portrait mode and it will allow you to take the best pictures. It's also important to note that your flash will not work unless you have it in this mode. The dial below is the exposure dial, so you'll see that it says -1, -2, -3, and then +1, +2, +3. This is for exposure. If you want to darken it, you will go to the negatives. If you want to brighten it, you will go to the positives, and you can just adjust this depending on your shooting environment. And the same button that you press down to take a photo, there's a little zoom dial, so you can zoom in or zoom out if you need to. I think that pretty much wraps up this video. I just wanted to make a quick little video going over my camera settings that I have found that works best for me with my Canon G7X. If you are in the market for a new one, I highly recommend holding out and waiting because they are price gouging the crap out of these cameras right now. Yes, I do think it's worth it, but I don't think if I had to do it over again, I would spend $1,500, $1,600 on this camera. I love it, don't get me wrong, but I think it's so crazy how much they are charging considering I got mine for like $7.99 this spring from Target. So sign up for the Target restock alerts because they do pop in and out of stock and sometimes they even show up in store randomly. But if you really want one and money is no object to you, I do have mine linked on my LTK and my Amazon storefront if you want to shop. Let me know if you have any more questions about the Canon G7X.